we are partnering with Natalie for today's workshop. If you don't know what AYG is, we are a global marketplace and platform for women entrepreneurs to connect, sell their products, services, host events. It's really just endless, and we're creating this really incredible community of women. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us or check out our website at AskYourGirls.com. So with that being said, we are just so glad that you're joining us today, and we were all very excited to learn from Natalie. So with that, I will hand things over to her.
Thank you so much. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let me just pull up my notes and kick this show on the road. Actually, I don't even know where my notes went. Here we go. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. So my name is Natalie Sahutska, or Natalie Tucker, my married name. I go by both. And I am the founder of Natalie Nicole Consulting. I am going to be talking to you guys about a few things, but mainly how to leverage social media in your marketing strategy. And I know we all have different points of where we are in our journey with social media, as well as in our business. So some of this may be repetitive, or some of this just may be a good reminder to kind of, have a point of reference on what to focus on. So I am from the Tampa Bay area in Florida. I was born and raised in the north of New Jersey and New York, but I love it down here. It's very sunny and warm weather. So I started my journey on MySpace. How many of you remember MySpace? It was such a different platform and world back there, where you only had one social media account to manage. And now we have like a dozen, right? It's just piled on over and over, on top of one another. But I fell in love with Instagram. Instagram has always been my main focus. I am an Instagram specialist. I truly do believe that there's so much power in Instagram. And I started building my brand without even knowing it. I just started sharing my personal fitness journey, and just it kind of took off into then going into a health and wellness career with network marketing in 2016. So I have always loved social, the highs and the lows, the growing points. And I've just started to build out onto that with tapping into Facebook, TikTok. I had a Snapchat phase as well. I don't know if you're familiar with Snapchat, but that was also fun back in the day. And then once the pandemic hit, I kind of shifted into freelancing, and I began my social media manager position, as well as marketing strategist, which they all kind of go hand in hand. But the best way that I can really describe it is assisting businesses, especially like small local businesses, on how to convert their products and their services to the online world, right? It's free marketing. It's a way to expand your business, expand your reach, but how do we do it? That is always a question that I get asked. But I do want to know a little bit about you guys. I know Sherry already, and Sue, I'd love to learn more about you, where you're coming from. If you guys want to put it in the chat, that would be great. And also, what percentage do you say you shop online? I know for me, it's probably about 95%. And if I am always shopping online, then I feel like there's other people that are always shopping online, which leads me to the social media aspect of making sure that you're selling online, right? And then which platform do you like best? You can answer all of these questions or just one, whichever one you feel led to share in the chat of the Zoom. I personally like Instagram the best. I think it's the one I'm naturally more drawn to. I love the photos and the video aspect of it. And then what's the most challenging thing you've done in life? I think for me, that would be overcoming a lot of toxic relationships, a lot of toxic points in my life with addiction. So that all kind of led me into who I am today. And what was the last thing you purchased online? I think I purchased probably some supplements or vitamins. So I don't know if you want to share what you purchased, but I thought these would be just fun to kind of get the show on the road here. Okay, what did you have for breakfast today? I had protein bar and a protein shake. I don't know if if you guys want to share what you had. But anyways, yeah, just figured we'd do a little icebreaker, and now you know a little bit more about me too. Okay, so let's get the creative juices flowing. If you have pen and paper, that's great. If you don't, grab something to write with, even a notepad. Let's see. All right, Sue's a brand strategist and designer in North Carolina. She works with small service-based business owners and consultants and coaches, 90% women. That's awesome. You're in the right place. I know Sherry also works with a lot of women, so definitely makes sense. AYG is exactly known for that. Social media prefers Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Breakfast, yogurt, and berries. Yummy. Yeah, LinkedIn I'm on, but I don't focus on it. And that's something that I'll get into is, making sure that you're branching out on different platforms and building on your presence. But it also depends on like what you're selling, what services you offer, things of that sorts. Okay, so today's agenda, basics of marketing. And like I said, some of this may be repetitive depending on where you are at in your career with social media, but some of it just may be good reminders, social strategy, optimization, and then action items. I am big with my clients on giving them homework when it comes to coaching that I do, or also just, getting things moving in the right direction. So hopefully you get some value out of our time together. So marketing one-on-one, the goal is to solve a problem. So whether you have a problem that's a service-based that you're solving or product-based. I have a client that sells EMF protection stickers, right? The problem is EMF. We can't avoid it. It's on our cell phones. It's on our computers. It comes from our AirPods. He created a product that helps lessen the effects of that. So problem solved. Another client I worked with, they sell health supplements, weight loss supplements. The goal is to lose weight. They have the solution to help solve that problem. Whatever your product or service is, what problem is it solving? And if you can remember that as you're going through your marketing strategy, it's going to help you attract people that want that problem solved. Okay. So identify your niche. Who are you selling to? Are you selling to primarily females that have small businesses? Is your product for moms that are concerned about their children? Get super specific on that. And strategic promotion of products and services to that audience. So I know for me, with some of my clients, I target a lot of women because I know that they shop more. They are the buyers, right? That are always going to be online, that always are going to be doing things for their children, for their family, to help protect them. So I focus on that. It just kind of depends on, what you're selling, but it should be geared towards what your niche is that you identified at number one. And then number three, successfully satisfy the needs of your customer. So you can do that by getting reviews, getting testimonies to make sure, like, are people buying? If people aren't buying and committing, then maybe you're not targeting to the right audience. Maybe you're not finding the people that actually need your service. And we may think it's one, direction, but it could actually be a whole separate direction. And that's where experimentation comes in, of trying different audiences, trying different styles of people. Is it a younger crowd, an older crowd? All of these types of questions are going to help you find the people that really want your service or product. So in order to do steps 1 and 3, you need a clear brand voice and community of loyal followers or interests among the demand for your product or service. So if you aren't creating that community, if you don't have a loyal following of people that are very interested, right? They're in your pipeline, they're showing you engagement, they're liking, they're commenting, they're asking questions. Maybe they scheduled a discovery call with you, but they haven't closed, then you're on the right path, I would say. And if it's crickets, if you're not getting what you need out of it, then I would say try stepping into some other audiences and markets to see if you get a better outcome. Okay. Traditional versus social. So traditional marketing usually involves advertising through radio, TV, newspaper, as well as magazines. I do think that there is a time and place for this, but it costs a lot of money. You don't know if it's going to work. There's not as big of a return on investment because those types of marketing are kind of being thrown out the window, right? Like, how many business cards do you get from people? How many magazines do you read or get, subscribe to? I feel like it goes less and less as we have digital marketplaces growing, right? Like, you're reading blogs blogs online, you can get the newspaper online now, things of that sort. So social media marketing is the online method that focuses on gaining traffic through social media channels. And the more channels you have, the better. I always describe this as like you're driving on the highway, right? And you have all these traffic lanes. Like here we have I-4 275, we have like 4 or 5 lanes. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, like those are all lanes and avenues that you're delivering your message to more and more people. But if you're just going down like a two-way street, right? If you're only focusing on Facebook or Instagram, then you only have one flow of traffic, which doesn't necessarily get you spread wide, right? Less chances of someone being interested and purchasing something from you. So the strategy, and even if you have a strategy, there's no wrong way of, saying that you can't start a new strategy. You can totally shift and adjust, and you should shift and adjust over time if something's not working or if you want it to increase it to make it better. So starting a new strategy begins with knowing which lane you want to go into. And let's say you've mastered Instagram, you've mastered Facebook, you built your community, you have your audience there, and you want something different. Then what you can do is start cross-promoting and utilizing that established channel and then moving it to the next one. Does that make sense? So you're kind of directing people. Like for me, I just started a new Instagram for one of my wellness businesses, and I'm directing people from my current Instagram to that one, saying, I'm posting more of this style content on this platform. So I'm kind of directing the traffic from one to the other and cross-promoting myself to grow that channel faster. So how I recommend doing that is weekly touch base, and that can be with posting weekly, at least once a week, right? Emailing lists, text lists, blog articles, podcasts, however you want to deliver the information, whatever is more natural for you. That's what I would recommend to focus on. And sharing value. What is your problem? What problem does your product or service solve? Always fall back to that beginning sentence, because it truly will make a difference in the content that you're delivering. And then engage your fans and followers. So asking for testimonies or reviews. This is going to help solidify that you're on the right track, number one. Number two, show other people that you know what you're selling, you know what you're doing, because you have that bread and butter testimony to back that up. And then get to know your competition. And this may be something that's new to you or new to, the concept of social strategy, but this is something that I truly believe in, because if you don't know what other people are doing that are similar to you, how are you going to deter their following, their audience, right, to come to you instead of them? So I look at it as a way of market research, right? You're studying, you're seeing what they're doing, you're building on that and saying, okay, they're doing it like this, but I'm going to do it better. I'm going to take their main idea and then I'm going to twist it into something else that is going to work better for me, because I know that concept worked for them. So for instance, if someone's posting a few different, ways, like they're posting once a week or twice a week, make sure that you're also doing that, right? If they're posting a certain style of content, maybe it's videos frequently, then try the video aspect. I feel like there's a lot that goes into it, but when you see another page that you really like, then study it. Pay attention to their style of content, their style of delivery, and then try to duplicate that, but in your own way. So how to optimize is you want to essentially stay consistent always. Number one, with social posts, with your list, with your follow-ups. And when I say build on it, meaning let's say you're consistent for once a week, right? For a month, like the rest of the month of March. If you're lacking on consistency with posting, then go up to 2 to 3 times a week in the next months to come. And once you're good with that, then you can continue posting, more and more. And I say posts are super important because it's like you're advertising, right? You're advertising for your business, for your services. So once your social presence is established, then you want to do outreach. You want to ask for referrals, engage and follow other people, be social on social, even from your business account, right? As a business standpoint, because that's going to get you seen. Think door-to-door knocking, but online. Like you're literally knocking on someone's door when you DM them like, hi, I'm, Natalie, I'm a social media manager. Are you looking for social media help on your team? Something like that, or for your service, whatever that is. Hi, I'm Mary and I help people lose weight on a budget. Would you be interested in trying my products or whatever. I mean, obviously you probably don't want to DM people about losing weight, but you get what I'm saying. Just putting yourself out there and putting yourself in front of people is super crucial to optimize what you're already doing, right? You're already posting, you're already engaging, you're staying on social media. How can you amplify that to get more return on investment for that time, money, energy, and effort that you're already putting into it? And then tracking analytics, seeing insights to identify what is working month to month. Anytime I work with a client, there's a phase of trial and error where I'm discovering, what is going to work well for their audience. Do we need to shift things from what they were already doing? If I take over an account, there has to always be that brand establishment that's made, and then it's never ending shifting because it can change month to month as well as you're growing, as you're pivoting in your own business and you're expanding on what you're doing. So let's do some brain dump content ideas. I think that this is very specific for everyone. So if you want to share in the chat, feel free, but if not, just make 2 columns on your piece of paper. So want to grab a notebook or whatever you're running on in front of you. I love doing visual exercises because we can have everything up here, but until we put it on paper, it's much harder to implement it and to not have analysis paralysis, right? Where we're just like overwhelmed and we want to do all these things and we don't know where to start. So on one side, you can put posts, and then on the other side, you can do videos. These are the main 2 components of having a social media presence and making sure that you are marketing all aspects of your business. So for photos, you can do still images of products. So let's say you sell, skincare. Put like one line, on every line, put a different product that you sell, and there should be like a dedicated post to that product at least once a month or every other month, depending on other things that you want to post about. What is your ideal customer doing with that product, right? If they're using the skincare, have them showing the skincare. If it's a service that you offer, what is that ideal customer doing? Are they showing themselves, you can show them happy with their spouse again after having some rough times in their marriage, or they're successful with their business now and they have all these customers, right? A happy business person behind a desk, something like that. So you just want to paint that picture. You want to paint that picture of what your service, that problem that you're solving, is going to offer. Influencer or content creator selfie. So I work with a lot of affiliates for my clients, a lot of content creators, and I utilize their content. So we have people that create content for us and then we post it, which is great because it's a wide variety and they can relay the message in different ways. So if you sell a product, I highly recommend you look into affiliate marketing. It is a new and up and coming strategy that works really, really well. And then videos, making the product. Do you have a workshop that you work out of, a warehouse where they are literally putting like the label on the bottle, they're putting the product inside the bottle? Like, people love to see things being made and manufacturers. It just offers a level of transparency that you can't portray with just a photo, right? The video is going to do so much more. It's more powerful. Behind the scenes, I do a lot of photography behind the scenes myself. If I'm shooting content for a client, I'll kind of show like my setup and how to get better, pictures. And I use that as a way to offer tips. So, how to take the best photos for content, and you can, show different aspects of that. A lifestyle shot. So let's say you're just like typing on your computer and then you can have tips showing up, the trendy reels where it says how to have better results in the kitchen with your food prep. And you can say, map out time for it. Get your kids involved, tell your husband you're going to be busy in the kitchen, just kind of having that, just anything fun and engaging. And think, what do you like to see when you're watching reels? I know for me, I like to see a lot of different like tips and tricks, like how to clean your house. And then people show like ways that they clean their house, or, whatever comes to mind for your product or services. There's a lot of accounts out there to get ideas from. Like I said, study your niche, study your market and see what they're posting, and then save that video, save that photo, and then remember to go recreate it. So I start a lot of different drafts and reels. Like, I'll get ready once and then I'll go shoot some content, take some photos, shoot some videos, and then I edit it and work on it, to post it like later that month. So I batch content. I don't always do it in the now. And I feel like that really helps to not get overwhelmed by doing all the content. So hopefully you guys have some good stuff written down there. Okay. So action items, creating an Instagram, Facebook business page, TikTok. If you've already done those, then you can check that off the list. You're already well on your way. Making sure that you cross promote it and add it to your website at the top and the bottom is recommended. And then add to email footers. I don't think that you need to promote it like at the top of your email because you don't want to take away from what you're trying to deliver in that email, but you definitely want to have it linked to at the bottom, follow me on Instagram or whatever platform you're trying to promote. You can focus on the one, so that way they only have one option, right? Or you can put all the icons for all the different socials that you are appearing on, and then hopefully they'll connect with you on the one that they most are on or like, to see content on. Sharing your story. I feel like this is an action step that a lot of people maybe forget or they don't prioritize, but about you, about the company, people need to know who you are, who they're investing with, who they're purchasing from, and who they're supporting. I feel like now with a lot of controversial things happening in the world, this is something that people do pay attention to, right? What are your beliefs, your values, your mission statement as a company? Why do you do what you do? And who do you want to help? So I feel like mine has changed over the years through all the different, businesses that I've been through. But ultimately it's, I want to help people either make more money on social media or live a healthier, non-toxic life. So those would be my two, depending on which business, I'm speaking about. Let me grab some water. And then action 3, branding. So once you've kind of gotten into the flow of posting, I always recommend getting a template on Canva where you can create like a brand kit. So you can put all the colors that you want. Like if you notice, my presentation is very branded, right? You can see the same colors. It's very clean looking, like it has a flow and a system because I used a template, and it just made everything kind of look more uniform. So this is something that is very trendy nowadays. I know, Sue, you're in the branding, so you definitely understand this. Branding just makes the world of a difference with showing up as a company, showing up as a person that has all of these things put together, and it converts more, right? Like people will see something and be like, oh, that's so-and-so's company, right? Because of the brand. I mean, all the super popular brands like Coke, Pepsi, even like hospitals, Toyota, Lexus, right? Like you just know their brand because you know their symbols, you know their logo, and that's all in one and the same, right? And their color schemes. So action 4 is post. You're posting pillars. And when you look at your content dump, right, with all the different styles of posts you can do in videos, they're going to start to feel like they're categorizing, right, like into different pillars. So like one could be before and afters if you have a product. If you have a service, it can be tips, tips to help with depression, tips to help with anxiety, things like that. And then that's like your tips pillar, right, for posts. Another one can be, about you, or if you have a product, it can be sales and promotions. Like that's and also a category. Just kind of depends on your specific product or service, but eventually you do want at least like 4 to 6, I would say, different categories, and then you rotate them, right? So once you've done a before and after, a tips, about you, your promotion, then you would start back to the top with a before and after and kind of go through that list, just to give you some, guidelines in that. Action 5, engage and follow. So as you're posting, you should also be following people that are ideal customers, ideal clients, engaging with them, leaving them comments on their page, DMing them, just being social on social. And if this is something that you don't have time for, that's where outsourcing and hiring, either an assistant or a social media manager comes into place. They can help you. And then action 6 is making money. So if all of this is done and it's consistently, being done, then you should be making money, right? And if not, then there's a piece maybe that's missing, or that can be revamped. And it's almost one of the same of, they say that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But if it's not working, then we need to fix it. So that's what I would recommend, is kind of looking at all of those and seeing what looks good to you. So, all right, awesome. I'm going to open it up for questions. I know I covered a lot of different things and I do talk kind of fast, but I did record this, so there will be a replay. And if you want to ask a question, you can type it in the chat, or just unmute yourself.
I don't have any questions. I was just saying that I really like this idea of 4 to 6 categories,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, working through that and then rotating that. To me, that sort of compartmentalizes like all the things you could be doing, which usually stops me in my tracks.
Yep. Yep.
Because there's so many things. And I love, I mean, maybe I've heard that before, but I really like that. And that I'm taking to use.
Good. Good. That's awesome. Yeah. And if, 6 is too many, start with 4. I always say
Yeah.
4 helps me not be overwhelmed. And,
Yeah, good point.
I get the same way. I have, all these different accounts and I have my own stuff, and it's like, where do I start? So I'm like, okay, I know I need to post testimonials. I know I need to post tips, and I just kind of, rotate and circle back to those, and just having that flow, it helps. And if you like checklists, or you use a project management software, put that on there in rotation too, and then check it off once you're done. And then you'll feel so much, better and confident in what you're doing.
And you just said testimonials. Why I have, to be honest, social is not my favorite thing. Like, it's just not, it's not my favorite thing at all. But I've never thought that I should be posting the testimonials.
Yeah.
Or even just snippets of the testimonial. Okay, so brilliant.
I'm glad I could help.
Oh my gosh.
I always call them filler posts. Like, if you don't know what to post a testimonial, because it still works, but it's not like you have to create something or come up with something. It's just what other people said, right? So
yeah, no, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And if you use Canva, you can just type in customer review or customer, testimony, and you'll see all these templates. I just take one that looks on brand. I change the colors, the fonts, copy and paste, and you're done. Like, it's so simple too. Takes the least amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Sherry, what about you? Did you have any questions?
Hi, no questions, but I'm interested in what, I didn't see the last lady's her name, but what she was saying about, and what you were saying about posting a testimonial. I always get kind of shy on that, but I do need some fillers from time to time. So I like what you were saying. Now, I was trying to write when you called my name up. So you were saying Canva has a template. So I would take one of my testimonials and put that into the template, and it would make it into a different color and just zap it up onto Facebook. That's it?
Yeah.
Because I've saved my testimonials as images, and usually I just put them up on Facebook as a post, but it's kind of boring. They're in black writing. So what's the benefit of doing it, on Canva in a template?
So you can add your colors to it, right? Your branding colors. You can make it look less boring. You can add your name to it, right? Because sometimes they may not put your name. So it just makes it more on brand, I would say. And you can copy the words off the images, like on your phone, you're able to copy, like you can click on it and then it pulls up the images. Or I think on your computer, you could do the same. Or you can just crop it and put it on a white background, right? You can put like a little box, put the white with it, the picture, and then just put like a border around it that's a different color. So lots of things you can do on Canva.
Okay, that's nice. And the other takeaway that I got, which I love from my era, was that door-to-door selling. I mean, I remember having to do that in one of my businesses many years ago, selling furniture by catalog. All back in the day, I had to go door to door, and hey, are you interested in? So I that whole philosophy. Thank you for sharing that. It reminded me on how to do posts in a different way.
That's awesome. Yeah. I always think of DMing and posting as like door to door. Like you're just constantly being marketed and advertised to when you're on social media, right? Like everyone's always like, buy this, order this, like there's sponsored ads that come up. So you're just another advertiser basically on social media.
Yeah, but there's a certain kind of finesse that went along with knocking on that person's door, and which in my memory, it's a little, was a little different than just, hey, buy this, do this, do that. No, you had to talk to the person. You had to you had to present yourself in such a way that they would even open the door, So I don't know, door to door. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions, Sue? Did that stir anything up for you?
No, I just agreed with the door to door. It makes the whole process just feel more approachable, more doable.
Yeah,
it feels like you're not just screaming into the dark.
Yeah, it's just perspective, right? It's the way we look
Yes.
at it. And I think, there's a audience that's on social media for the social aspect because they want to update their friends and connect with family. But then there's also that aspect of social where people use it as a search engine now. It is favored more so over Google sometimes, where people will look for something on Instagram or Facebook, and that's where we want to make sure that we're popping up, right? That we can
Yeah, and that's a good thing to have in my mind too, because I don't look at social that way. But you're absolutely right, and I think I even read that somewhere just recently that people are using social like a search engine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Times are changing and we're just adapting with the times,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear that works. So thank you, ladies, for coming. And I do have a special offer for you. If you were interested in my services, I'm offering 30% off today off my packages. I do have 3 different levels of working with me, and the lowest one would be $700 with the discount. So that covers a month of you basically taking social media off your hands and putting it in the hands of someone that, lives, breathes, and sleeps it. So I'll put my email in the chat. And if you want to connect more, we can definitely discuss, or you can reach out to me directly with my phone number as well.
Do you have a website?
I did have a website and I'm in the process of redoing it. So
Okay.
I have a portfolio I can send over that kind of has more information too about my services and what I do. So we can connect afterwards.
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for your time. I hope that this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing your new posts on social media.
Thank you, Natalie. It was great.
I just popped my email into the chat too.
Okay, great. Let me grab that. Got it. Perfect. All right. So we can connect, and I hope you ladies both have a great rest of your day.
Yeah. Thank you so
You
much.
as well. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.